Prabhuji, I think it is 26. I'm not very sure.
Prabhuji.
26.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, it is 26, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Naram Chaiva
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Devim Satyam
Vyasam
Mudire.
Kadojayamudire.
Ashtaprayashu Badreshu.
Ashtaprayeshu Badreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki.
Bhaktira Bhavati Naishtaki.
Pumsam Saka Kamaya Vivikta Marge.
Marge
Karchatam Kamandugandri Padmam. Pradashayantam Kripaya Nakhendu. Mayuka Bhindanguli Charupatram.
Anguli Patram.
Samsakamaya Vivikta Marge.
Hamsvakamaya Vivikta Marge
Abhyarchatam Kamandugandri Padmam.
Abhyacharam Kamadurgagri Padmam.
Pradashayantam Kripaya Nakhendu.
Pradashrayantam Kripayana Kendu.
Mayuka Bhindanguli Charupatram.
Mayuka Binnang Gulisharu
Patram.
Om Swam Sakamaya Vivikta Marge.
Om Sam Swakamaya
Vivikta Marge
Abhyarchatam Kamandugandri Padmam.
Abhyashratam
Kamadugandri Padmam.
Padmam.
Pradashayantam Kripaya Nakhendu.
Pradashrayantam Kripayana Kendu.
Yuka Bhindanguli Charupatram.
Mayuka Binnang Gulisharu Patram.
Patram.
Swam Sakamaya Vivikta Marge.
Om Sam Swakamaya Vivikta Marge.
Abhyarchatam Kamandugandri Padmam.
Abhyashatam Kamadugandri Padmam.
Pradashayantam Kripaya Nakhendu.
Pradashrayantam Kripayana Kendu.
Nakendu.
Ayuka Bhindanguli Charupatram.
Mayuka Binnang Gulisharu
Patram.
Sam Sakamaya Vivikta Marge.
Om Sam Swakamaya Vivikta Marge.
Abhyarchatam Kamandugandri Padmam.
Abhyashatam Kamadugandri
Patram.
Pradashayantam Kripaya Nakhendu.
Pradashrayantam Kripayana Kendu.
Nakendu.
Yuka Bhindanguli Charupatram.
Mayuka Binnang Gulisharu Patram.
Patram.
Yes, somebody like to chant? Chalo, wait. First we'll give chance here. Yes, probably.
Om Sam Sakamaya Vivikta Marge. Om Sam Sakamaya Vivikta Marge. Abhyachatam Kamadugandri Padmam.
Abhyarchatam kama dudhatmi padvam.
Pradeshayantam Kripayanakindu
Pradarsayantam Pratyanakendu
Mayuka Vignam Charupatram
Mayuga Vinnamulitar Patram Puntam Sakamaya Viviktamargai Abhyarchatam kama dudhatmi padvam. Pradarsayantam Pratyanakendu Mayuga Vinnamulitar Patram
Pumsam Swakamaya Viktamarve
Sakamaya Viviktamargai
Avyarchatam Kama Dukantri Padmam
Abhyarchatam kama dudhatmi padvam.
Pradarshyantam Kripayanakindu
Pradarsayantam Pratyanakendu
Mayukta Binma Gulipchar Patram
Mayuga Vinnamulitar Patram.
Yes. Would like to chant?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Om Sam Swakamaya Vivikta Margai Abhyarchadam Kamadugangri Patmam Pradarshayandam Kribaya Nakendu Mayukha Binnanguli Charu Patram. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Punsamaaya viviktamarge abhyarchatam kamudugangri padmam pradarsayantam kripayanakendu mayukha bhinnangulicharu patram. Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji. Pumsam svakamya vivikta margai avitvatam kama tadagri padmam pradarsayantam kripayanakendu mayuka bindangul charupatram. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Pumsam Swakamaya Vivikta Margair Abhyarchatam Kamadugangri Padmam Pradarshayantam Kripayanakendu Mayuka Binnanguli Charu Patram. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Pumsam of the human being. Swakamaya, according to the desire. Viviktamargai, at the path of devotion service. Abhyarchatam, worship. Kama Duga Angri Padmam, the lotus feet of the Lord, which can award all desired fruits. Pradarsayantam, while showing them. Kripaya, by causeless mercy. Nakha, nails. Indu, moonlight. Mayukha, rays. Bhinna, divided. Anguli, figures. Charupatram, very good. The Lord shows his lotus feet by raising them. His lotus feet are the source of all awards achieved by devotion service, free from material contamination. Such awards are for those who worship in pure devotion. Splendor of the transcendental rays of his moon-like toenails and fingernails appear like petals of a flower. The Lord showed his lotus feet by raising them. His lotus feet are the source of all awards achieved by devotion service, free from material contamination. Such awards are for those who worship him in pure devotion. The splendor of the transcendental rays from his moon-like toenails and fingernails appear like petals of a flower. Dargalam Sirvi, first time. Yes, Hare Krishna. Yes, Ratnamala Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The Lord fulfills the desires of everyone just as one desires. Pure devotees are interested in achieving the transcendental service of the Lord, which is non different from Him. Therefore, the Lord is the only desire of the pure devotees, and devotional service is the only spotless process of achieving His favor. Srila Rupa Goswami says in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.1.11 that pure devotional service is jnana karmadi anavritam. Pure devotional service is without any tinge of speculative knowledge and fruitive activities. Such devotional service is able to award the pure devotee the highest result, namely direct association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. According to the Gopala Tapani Upanishad, the Lord showered one of the many thousands of petals of his lotus feet. It is said, Brahmano asa anavritam me dhyata stutha paradante so abudhyata gopavesho me purustat avirbhabhuva. After penetrating for millions of years, Lord Brahma could understand the transcendental form of the Lord as Sri Krishna in the dress of a cowherd boy. And thus he recorded his experience in the Brahma Samhita in the famous prayer, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashad Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukhen lokarti harasmitena, Parispurat kundala manditena, Shonayitena dharabimba bhasa, Pratyarhayantam shunasena subha. Mukhena, by the gesture of the face, Loka Arti Hara, vanquisher of the distress of the devotee. Smitena, by smiling. Parispurat, dazzling. Kundala, earrings. Manditena, decorated with. Shona Itena, acknowledging. Adhara, of his lips. Bimba, reflection. Bhasa, rays. Pratyahayantam, reciprocating. Nasena, by his pleasing nose. Subhriva, and pleasing eyebrows. He also acknowledged the service of the devotee and vanquished their distress by his beautiful smile. The reflection of his face, decorated with the earrings, was so pleasing because it dazzled with the rays from his lips and the beauty of his nose and eyebrows. He also acknowledged the service of his devotees and vanquished their distress by his beautiful smile. The reflection of his face, decorated with earrings, was so pleasing because it dazzled with the rays from his lips and the beauty of his nose and eyebrows. Yes, Amrita Mataji, continue.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Devotional service to the Lord is very much obliging to Him. There are many transcendentalists in different fields of spiritual activities, but devotional service to the Lord is unique. Devotees do not ask anything from the Lord in exchange for their service, when the most desirable liberation is refused by devotees, although offered by the Lord. The Lord is Thus, the Lord becomes a kind of debtor to the devotees, and he can only try to repay the devotee's service with his ever enchanting smile. The devotees are ever satisfied by the smiling face of the Lord, and they become enlivened. And by seeing the devotees so enlivened, the Lord himself is further satisfied. So, there is continuous transcendental competition between the Lord and his devotees.
By such reciprocation of service and acknowledgement. What happened to your connection with this? So now we are hearing about something. Mukena lokarti harasmitena parispurat kundala manditena shonayitena anharabimba bhasa atyarhayantam shunasena subra. It is also acknowledged the service of the devotee that vanquished their distress by his beautiful smile. The reflection of his face decorated with the earrings was so pleasing because it dazzled with the rays of his lips and beauty of his nose and eyebrows. So this is meditation on Lord Krishna, the meditation on lotus feet, lotusation of his face. Rupa Raghunatha Pade Ara Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Krishna Dasa. Very interesting is that Srila Prabhupada says, unless you take the dust of the lotus feet of great devotees, you cannot understand the lotus feet of the Lord. Because it is transcendent. It is not material. And Krishna makes his great acharyas, great devotees, more important than him. The first you serve them, then you come to my lotus. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Saradharman parityajam mahamekam sharanam raja. Totally surrender to me. Now you do not know what is surrender to Krishna. We are all surrendered to our own mind. We follow the dictations of our own mind. So we are holding the lotus, our own lotus. That's what we are doing now. We just worship our mind. You know, in my opinion, yesterday I thought like that. Always time you're thinking about myself, my satisfaction, my satisfaction. Even in spiritual life, I think I'm feeling great happy today. The spiritual life is not for your happiness, it's for Krishna's happiness. Take it. At the beginning level, it's like that, happy today. But actually the focus is Krishna's happiness, not your happiness, technically speaking. True, when Krishna is happy, then you become happy. That is our constitutional position. And so that is what is explained in this verse, that gopis, they decorate themselves very nicely when they go to see Krishna. And Krishna sees them decorated so nicely, he smiles. For seeing Krishna smiling, they become, their object was Krishna's satisfaction. They don't decorate themselves for their satisfaction. Or they see Krishna is so happy, that means that the work was fruitful. They feel very happy. And as they feel very happy, they look more beautiful. So Krishna smiles more. So Krishna smiling more, they become more happy. And that's what happens. In this world is reverse. If we see somebody well decorated, we become envious. Seeing us envious, he also become more angry. So we keep showing each other more and more uglier face. And then we start fighting, punching, shouting. But spiritual world is different. We're constantly feeling encouraged by the devotion service of the Lord more and more. That is the spiritual world. So there was a talk about lotus feet. So please remember this point, that unless you serve the lotus feet of great acharyas, you will not be able to understand what is lotus feet, lotus feet, lotus feet. The honey at the lotus feet of the Lord, Rupa Goswami says, what is this honey at the lotus feet? Some shahid is there. What is this lotus? You do not know what it is. So that will be revealed as we advance in spiritual life. You'll understand the lotus feet. It is transcendental. Okay? And Krishna's lotus feet, Prabhupada says, Sri Radha Govinda ki. Okay, the transcendent lotus feet of the Lord will take time to reveal. Let us just understand actually this lotus feet, what does it mean? You are taking shelter of somebody's feet. When do you fall? Sri Radha Govinda ki jai. So when do you fall on somebody's lotus feet? When you are totally helpless. You are in great difficulty, you bow down. Lotus feet, bow down and fall at his feet. Now please you guide me. Correct? You tell somebody, it's left to you. I'm at your lotus feet. Please give me protection. Totally when you are helpless. Another reason we fall at somebody's lotus feet to express gratitude. Please, I'm so grateful to you. When Rukmini, I requested the Brahmana to save her. She didn't want to marry Shishupal. So she said, carry my message to Krishna that he should come and kidnap me. That is the greatest love letter ever written. Rukmini's letter to Krishna to come and kidnap her. Not lust letter, love letter. And Krishna did come. So she was in great anxiety whether Krishna will come or not. But before that, he was interesting. In fact, she wanted to commit suicide. She didn't want to live anymore because Krishna is not coming. Total surrender. And Krishna recounts it later. So you're purchased me by that love. You are so much intense in feeling separation from me and wanted not even to live without me. You purchase me by that. Krishna is noticing everything, is aware of everything. Later it tells Rukmini. So now what happens is that Brahmana, when she's in great anxiety whether Krishna will come or not, Brahmana enters the palace and goes to her quarters and he informs her, Krishna has come. Now he has saved her. She wants to offer something. She doesn't have anything to offer. She just pays obeisance. So Prabhupada says, just by paying obeisance, we can express gratitude to somebody. Correct? And person is totally satisfied. So this is in Vedic culture, therefore, when you meet the great Acharya, we offer Dandavat. Because we express our gratitude. Thank you so much. So this is the lotus feet. And now somebody asked you, the Prabhupada, you know what? I offer you obeisances every time I see you. But the fact is, in my heart, there is no love or gratitude for you. Prabhupada, it doesn't matter. Keep paying obeisances, it will come. That's an Acharya. Doing service to the Lord. He speaks with that authority. So sometimes, many times, we pay obeisances to Krishna. We're actually touching our head to its lotus feet at that time, holding the lotus feet. But there is no gratitude. Sometimes it is just done as a matter of exercise. We just bow down and we get up without thanking the Lord from the heart, without expressing our surrender to the Lord or expressing any love or gratitude to the Lord. But still that activity is counted. Sometimes we see children. When parents pay obeisance, they also pay obeisance. And the children don't know what they're doing. The father has bowed down, he also bows down. An interesting thing we offer, they're so naughty. Within half a second, they're up. And they see father is still offering prayer. They again bow down. No, that's funny. But Prabhupada says, don't think that will go waste. It will always be counted. So what we should offer prayers to Krishna when you bow down? The Guru Pranama. Krishna is very much aware of the great devotees. So when we introduce ourselves as a servant of the great devotee, very pleasing to Krishna. Therefore, we offer pranam of our Guru, pranam of the Srila Prabhupada, Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pashtaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Pinamini, Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Charine, Nirvishija Shunvadi Pasha. And then there are deities on the altar. We can offer pranam to each deity. Namo Brahmana Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya. Like that, offer prayers to Krishna. Offer Krishna prayers to Radharani. Prapta Kanchana Gaurangi, Radhe Vrindavaneshwari. Offer pranam to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Priya Padayate. Like that. Not that some exercise and get up. Just like some exercise over. No. We offer prayers. We offer our surrender. We offer our gratitude and love. And then when you do that properly, they sometimes then we can taste the tulsi at the lotus feet of the Lord. First, we have to take dust of the devotees, always. So when you obey the great acharyas, that is how you implement Sarvadharman Parityaja. What is Sarvadharman Parityaja? Surrender to Krishna. How do you surrender to Krishna? for surrender to the devotees. They will guide you. Do this, don't do this. The Guru directs you. Do this, don't do this. We don't know what Krishna wants. We know from the great acharyas, this is what Krishna wants. And try to assist acharyas in their service to Krishna. And then, by the grace of the acharyas, because they are pleased, Krishna is pleased. And then Krishna's lotus feet will be revealed to us. That's the secret. And there is something spiritual because all the great acharyas say lotus feet, lotus feet. They're very delicate. In fact, now the highest is the gopis. They know Krishna's lotus feet are so soft that when Krishna goes to the forest, they are in great pain. Why? They think small pebbles and thorns, because Krishna doesn't wear slippers or the shoes in Vrindavan. He's walking barefoot. Therefore, we see the imprint of his lotus feet on the ground. When he goes to the forest, they are in great pain. They are so soft, Krishna's lotus feet. And when he touches some pebbles or some thorns, it may get cut. And whole day they are in intense, so much love, can you imagine? The intense anxiety, what is going to happen? So that is called Krishna's lotus. And then when they come back, they're so happy to see the smiling face of Krishna. Whole day they are in separation. And even the Vrindavan forest, that is not material, that is also spiritual. It is happy when Krishna enters. All the trees bow down, all the whole forest is pleasurable because Krishna has come. So this is so wonderful, It's a totally spiritual phenomenon. Krishna is entering Vrindavan, going from Vrindavan to forest every day, coming back, and there is a reception. When Krishna goes to the forest there is a reception. When he comes back, then there is a reception. Keval Ananda Kanta only happens. So in this way that we study that the Krishna lotus feet are always kept in the heart by the devotees, all the great acharyas, even Devatas. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suryaha. All the great devotees, they keep the lotus feet of the Lord within their heart. This is very important that we develop that attitude, and always our meditation should be to obey the Lord. Obey. And how do you obey the Lord? Obeying the Acharya. Whatever I am doing, I should see that I am doing because I am ordered to do. When I try to do something which is not ordered, that is because of my ahankara. Okay? When you do things out of your ahankara, then those are not pure devotion service. Just like I told you many times, Prabhupada asked, why did you come to America? My Guru ordered me to do. Always that's the attitude. Why I'm doing this? I'm not qualified, but I've been told to do. That's the qualification. Then you are all very peaceful. And in the situation, somebody can correct you. Don't do this now, sometime. Yeah, it's okay. But you think you're doing out of ahankara, no? Looks like that person is envious of me. Why are you envious? What is so special about you to be envious? You are good for nothing. But people develop some kind of pride, useless pride. Then that person, you better become silent because he cannot be corrected. He's crazy, idiot. Just become silent. And it's unfortunate for the person when you stop instructing somebody. He can't listen any instruction. Leave him alone for some time and let him dance of his ahankara. The dance of ahankara will not last for long. Correct? That's like parents. So when the children become too independent, they become silent. Take dance. It's like there's a horse. When you want to train a horse, if you try to sit on it, he will throw you out in the beginning. What they do, they leave. Keep jumping, and he gets exhausted. Then they sit on. So similarly, sometimes the dependent devotees or dependent children become independent. So what a mature person does, he becomes silent. Jump. And they jump, and they get exhausted. Mama, please tell me what I should. Okay, now I'll tell you. Now it's okay. Just like first chapter. Arjuna is saying, Krishna is sitting silent. Okay, jump, keep jumping. And all his speculations, imaginations, is this moral value, that moral value, the result is totally confused. He says, Krishna, please guide me. Then Krishna guided. He didn't speak in the beginning. He spoke so many things because he was speculating, imagining, he was giving a role of a person. No, it is like that. That will be Papa Dharma. We acknowledge our strength. Therefore, Krishna says, Ashochan anuvashochastam pragyavadam bhashase gatasuna agatasuna chananu shochanti panditaha. Arjuna, the learned people do not speak like this. Why did Krishna tell him in the beginning? Because there was no point in telling. He's not listening. Similarly, person, if you say they're too agitated by their mind, if you try to correct them, they think you're envious of them. You better remain silent. Jump, jump, jump and break your leg. Then you will come to your senses. Then after spoiling your whole work, spoiling your life, I'm sorry. So that is how this works. So therefore, the lotus feet of the great acharyas are for those who actually want to obey. They are not just sentimental phenomena. Yes, I want to please Acharya. I want to please Krishna. Then person controls himself. Okay, what mistake I have done? Let me inquire. Correct? And then person reveals. So the great Acharyas, sometimes they speak, sometimes they don't speak. When they don't speak, it's a great misfortune for us because we do not get good instructions. When they speak, it's a great grace. So similarly, we should also not just give free advice. Become intelligent. Give advice, somebody has come respectfully to ask you. Then your words have value. Get a blah, keep speaking, then people lose value for our words. Correct? When person comes, I have one question. Yes, what is the question? Then ask. Why do you give answer when somebody is not asking? So there is a relationship that's different. In Bhagavad Gita, many times, Krishna speaks the chapters without Arjuna's asking. But then that's a relationship with Krishna and Arjuna. Like here also, Vidura tells Maitreya, I ask you so many questions, but please also tell to me things which I do not ask but are good for me. That's the relation Krishna and Arjuna. Therefore, Krishna is very happily teaching. And Arjuna says, Krishna, I'm so happy by your ambrosial word. Keep speaking more and more. That's the relationship. So these kind of relationship, when you develop with the great acharyas, then you develop something known as service to the lotus feet. Otherwise, it is simply just speaking lotus feet. We are not understood what is lotus feet. Obey. Obedience is first principle of love. No, I love Krishna. Obey, no. It's like a child goes to mother. Mother, I love you. What mother will say? That's okay, my dear child. First, obey what I'm telling you to do. I tell you to do this. I tell you to do this. You don't do that. What kind of love is this? Okay. So first, we have to obey. So similarly, when you obey the great acharyas, then actually we express our love for them. We value. Srila Prabhupada, as an acharya, in the service to Krishna as an acharya, has given so many wonderful instructions for us. So when we collect those instructions and try to follow, then actually we are advancing spiritual life. And then lotus feet, that is all I can speak, because lotus feet are felt by great devotees. Great devotees are always holding the lotus feet of the Lord within their heart, always meditating and surrendering the lotus feet of the Lord. Prabhupada says very nicely, he says, the lotus feet of Krishna are shelter to the entire cosmic creation. When Krishna gives shelter to the entire big universe, that is lotus feet. I'm a small living entity. It is not big exertion for Krishna to give me shelter at his lotus feet. And there is one more place it is said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, my Lord, somehow, Ai Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram, Patitama Vishame Bhavan Budho, Kripayat Pad Pankaja Sita Duli Sadasham Chintaya. My Lord, somehow I have fallen down. Please pick me up and place me as a dust at your lotus. So this is the proper meditation of the lotus feet. That I am not able to pick me up, my Lord. I have totally fallen down. Please, you pick me up and place me as just dust. Chita Dhuli Sadasham Vichintaya. Very nice prayer. Okay, so this is a mood of a devotee, and we will understand lotus feet when we advance. And the second part was Krishna's face. Yes, it is so charming. When the four Kumaras also went to Vaikuntha, they saw the Lord's lotus feet. They smelled the tulsi of the lotus feet of the Lord. They're totally spiritually enchanted. And they saw the beautiful face of Narayana. So beautiful, so beautiful. It's a celebration of beauty. That's why I discussed earrings. Take care. And decorated the earring is pleasing. And rays of his lips and beauty of the nose and eyebrows. Everything is perfect. Krishna is the personification of beauty. So in that respect, you understand. Second thing, Suhridam Sarva Bhutana is always wishing well for you. So when you see the lotus face of the Lord, you can see so much love and affection in that. And therefore, Krishna's face is not straight like this. It is always bending. And bending because of affection for his devotees. You know, when we get emotional, affected, we also bend like this. Correct? That is Paramatma, like a judge. What he has done? So he done murder, hang him. That's Paramatma. Kala karma just. There is no kind of special mercy exhibited. Special mercy is exhibited in another mood of the heart. Okay? For general people, they have nothing to do with God. So God is, even though he's the best well-wishing friend, he cannot relate to the sweet smiling face. A simple example is, suppose in a college, you do your assignments very well. You're always in time. You're always looking at the teacher with affection and thanking the teacher for all the teaching he's doing. Similarly, those people who obey the Lord and they follow instruction of the Lord always see the smiling face of the Lord, just like the teacher. Teacher is always smiling at the devotee. Or the student who is doing assignments on time is participating. So those people who participate in the purpose of creation, those people who obey the instruction of the Lord always can feel the happiness of Krishna consciousness and they can feel the Lord's pleasure. But those who disobey the Lord, like students who do not attend the class, are not attentive, they're causing noise in the class, teacher just tell them, get out. So Prabhupada says we have a choice. Either volunteer to serve the Lord and feel the smile of the Lord, or to disobey the Lord and see the Lord as death. Like Narasimhadeva appeared to Hiranyakashipu as death personified. This comes just like a teacher says, get out. So the student only sees the power of the teacher throwing you out from the class. He doesn't see the smiling face of the teacher. He never saw. He was busy in his mobile. Sometimes it happens. As a teacher, you go in the back of the classroom, students are playing game on the mobile. It's very common nowadays. What the teacher does, get out of the classroom. So at that time, you see the power of the teacher, but in never the smiling face of the teacher. So, ye yatha ma prapadyante tamasataya bhajamiham. You want to see the smile on the face of Krishna with pleasure, or you want to see the Lord as death? That depends on you. Why you see non-devotees see him as death? Because at that time nothing works. All your plan. You have to agree there is a power much beyond you. In spite of all your money, in spite of all your support, in spite of all your arrangements, some higher power is crushing it down to death. You can see that at that time. That is God for you. But you cannot see you never saw the sweet smiling face of Krishna because you did not voluntarily obey the Lord. Okay? So out of our own choice, instead of submitting ourselves to the pleasures of the senses, when you try to obey the Lord, that is called the lotus feet of the Lord. And then you can slowly lift your head and see the smile on the face of Krishna. Krishna is so happy. When Srila Prabhupada used to come to the temple sometime, walking in, he would see some devotees reading the book, his books. It was so nice. It was just so happy. So take advantage, chant Hare Krishna very nicely, read Acharya books, do devotion service. You will one day see the smiling face of Krishna. Okay? And the life is successful. Hare Krishna. And also not to forget the deities when you take darshan. First you should see the lotus feet of the Lord. Then see the smiling face. We do reverse. Don't do reverse. Okay? We are all in dasa. Dasa always looks at the lotus feet and then gradually looks at the smiling face of Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Prabhuji, the meaning of the word Hare in Hare Krishna, I am told the word Hare means it is Radha Rani, so it is the internal potency. So when we say Hare Krishna, we evoke even Radha Rani with Krishna. So Prabhuji, is it the fact?
Yes. You cannot go to Krishna directly. You go through Radharani. Okay?
Achha. So when we say Hare Krishna, we mean Radha Rani and Krishna together.
I'm praying to Radharani to take me to the lotus feet of Krishna. Give me Krishna, give me Krishna, give me Krishna, give me.
Okay. And when we say Hare Ram, would it mean
No, no.
Sita Mata?
No, I'm meditating on Krishna. For me, Ram is also Krishna. You think Krishna doesn't give happiness? Rama means Ramayanti. So when I'm chanting Hare Krishna mantra as a Krishna Bhakta, I'm only meditating on Krishna. I'm not meditating on Sita. But a Hanuman can chant Hare Krishna mantra, for him Krishna is Rama, because Rama is also very attractive. Okay? When Prahlad Maharaj chant Hare Krishna mantra, for him Narsimha Dev is very attractive and very gives a lot of happiness. So Hare Krishna. When Bali Maharaj chant Hare Krishna mantra, he's thinking of Vaman Deva. Okay, that is one way to think about it. Okay, you can meditate on any deity with this mantra. But we are Krishna worshippers because Srila Prabhupada is taking us to Krishna. Okay, so we worship. When you're meditating Hare Krishna mantra, we are thinking about
Pranam. Dhanyavad Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, one question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
I
Dandavat Pranam.
got chant 16
Hare
times
Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna at a stretch.
Yes,
Prabhuji, is it correct?
Hare
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, one question.
No,
I
Sarita
got-
Mataji, Rama refers to Parashurama also, Sita Rama also, Balarama also. All the three. Okay.
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.
one question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
I took
Dandavat
my first
Pranam.
class yesterday, Prabhuji, in Kannada. I took my first class in Kannada, Prabhuji, yesterday.
How was it yesterday? Good?
Very nice, Prabhuji.
How many people are there?
100 and odd, Prabhuji.
Oh, very nice. Good.
Very nice, Prabhuji.
And your target should be, all those who are taking also for the first time, Sujata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Your conclusion should be, at the end of the course, they chant one mala. That's it. Keep only one focus. Your all classes will be very peaceful. Otherwise, you go into so many things. This thing, that thing. You chant one mala, class is successful. You focus that. At the end, they should chant one mala. That's it. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, one question.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So your success will be how many people commit to chant one mala. Okay? That's it.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, one question.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, one question.
Yeah, Adesh.
Prabhuji, could you explain that shloka? Ata Shri Krishna Nama the Seva.
Na bhavet graim indriyai sevonmukhe jivados mayameva spurati yataha. By your own personal endeavor, Krishna will not be revealed. So when you develop service spirit, the Lord will come and show himself. Okay? By your gross senses, let me see, Krishna will not come. When you develop seva spirit, then Krishna will come and reveal himself. Okay?
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.